If you've been gardening for a while, you've probably been told over and over again that compost is the king of soil health. Everyone swears by it, the black gold of the garden world, but here's the thing. What if I told you there's something even more powerful hiding right under our noses? Something that feeds soil life faster than compost, keeps your plants thriving longer, and restores tired dirt into living, breathing soil again. I'm talking about mulch, but not the kind you find bagged and dyed at the hardware store. I mean the real mulch layer, nature's own forgotten system for building life beneath your feet. This natural covering, when used correctly, can feed soil microbes, worms and roots faster than even the richest homemade compost. And once you understand how it works, you'll never look at a pile of leaves, grass or straw the same way again. For years, gardeners have been told mulch is mainly for keeping weeds down or holding in moisture. Sure, it does those things, but mulch's real power goes much deeper. It's not just a blanket to protect the soil, it's a living layer that fuels an underground ecosystem more efficiently than compost ever could. You see, in nature, nothing is bare. Forest floors, grasslands, even deserts, they all have some sort of protective covering made from decaying plant matter. This mulch layer is the secret engine behind soil fertility. As it breaks down in place, it continuously releases nutrients, feeds beneficial microbes, and creates that dark, crumbly texture we all crave. The problem: most gardeners treat mulch like decoration, a lifeless cover for flower beds. We rake up leaves, throw away grass clippings, and buy sterile wood chips instead of using the nutrient-rich materials nature provides freely. That's why so many gardens struggle even when they're compost-fed. Compost enriches, yes, but mulch sustains. Here's the real reason mulch outperforms compost in feeding your soil. It breaks down where it matters most, right on the surface, in direct contact with soil life. When you apply compost, you're adding finished organic matter. It's already decomposed. It boosts nutrients temporarily, but its active life is mostly done. Mulch, on the other hand, is a living process. As it decomposes slowly, it continually attracts fungi, bacteria, and worms that feed on it. Those organisms, in turn, build humus, improve soil structure, and create an ongoing nutrient cycle. Think of compost as a one-time meal. Rich, delicious, but gone in a few bites. Mulch is the steady buffet that never closes. It keeps the soil community fed day and night, all season long. And here's the kicker. Worms absolutely love the decaying layer of organic matter in mulch. As they pull fragments down into their burrows, they enrich the soil from below. This is why mulched soil feels softer, darker, and more alive than soil that's only been composted. If you want mulch to feed your soil fast, you need to mimic how nature does it. Think of a forest floor, leaves on top, small twigs underneath, humus forming below. This layering system creates a perfect environment for microbial activity. Here's how you can recreate that in your garden. Start by laying down coarse organic material like small sticks, shredded branches, or straw. This layer helps airflow and prevents compaction. Next, add softer materials like grass clippings, shredded leaves, or old garden trimmings. Finally, top it with a thin layer of partially decomposed compost or aged manure. This kickstarts decomposition by adding nitrogen and microbes. What happens next is almost magical. Within weeks, you'll notice your mulch darkening and shrinking as it breaks down. Beneath it, the soil will become crumbly, moist, and full of life. It's the same process that keeps forests fertile for centuries, and you can recreate it right in your backyard. Not all mulch is created equal. The best mulch for your soil really depends on your garden's needs and, honestly, what materials you have available. If you're growing vegetables, soft mulches like grass clippings, shredded leaves, or chopped green weeds work wonders. They decompose quickly, feeding nitrogen and humus to your plants. For perennials, fruit trees, or flower beds, go with woody mulches like bark chip straw or sawdust mixed with compost. These break down more slowly, providing long-term soil cover and fungal growth, which is, crucial for deep-rooted plants. Avoid using dyed or chemically treated mulches. They might look tidy, but they suffocate soil life instead of feeding it. Your goal isn't to make your garden look like a landscape park, it's to make it thrive like a forest. Here's where it gets truly fascinating. As your mulch layer breaks down, it becomes home to fungal networks, fine white threads called mycelium. These fungal filaments act like tiny nutrient highways, transporting minerals and carbon between plant roots and soil organisms. When you see that white fuzzy growth under mulch, don't panic. That's not mold harming your plants, it's your soil coming alive. Those fungi are the same ones that help forests grow without a single bag of fertilizer. They form symbiotic relationships with roots, giving plants access to nutrients and moisture even in tough conditions. In other words, mulch doesn't just feed your soil, it connects it. If you want your mulch to work even faster, here's a simple gardener's trick. Before you lay it down, give it a quick soak in diluted compost tea, fermented plant juice, or even rice wash water. This adds a living boost of microbes that jumpstart decomposition. You can also sprinkle a thin layer of compost or animal manure between mulch layers. The carbon in the mulch and the nitrogen from compost or manure, well, they balance each other perfectly, really accelerating the breakdown process. And one more tip. Never leave your soil bare. Whether it's winter or the peak of summer, always keep a mulch layer at least 2 inches thick. Exposed soil dries out, bakes, and loses microbial life, but covered soil stays moist, cool, and fertile. I learned this lesson the hard way. One season I decided to skip mulching a few garden beds just to save time. Within weeks the soil hardened, weeds sprouted, and the plants looked stressed. The same compost-fed soil that was rich and soft before turned crusty and pale. When I reapplied mulch, the recovery was almost immediate. Earthworms returned, the soil softened again, the plants greened up without any fertilizer. That's when it hit me. Mulch wasn't optional, it was essential. That experience changed the way I garden forever. Now, every fallen leaf or bit of garden waste goes back into the soil, layered and loved. And, honestly, the results speak for themselves. If you take away just one thing from this, let it be this. Mulch isn't just for looks, it's the living skin of the earth. By embracing this forgotten layer, you're restoring the natural cycles that modern gardening forgot. You're feeding your soil community, conserving moisture, preventing erosion, and creating the kind of living soil that makes gardening effortless. So the next time someone tells you compost is the ultimate soil booster, smile and remember, compost may enrich, but mulch transforms. If you've been struggling with poor soil, fading plants, or endless fertilizing, start simple. Cover your soil, feed it naturally. Let mulch do what nature designed it to do. The beauty of this secret lies in its simplicity, and once you see the results, you'll never garden any other way. Before you go, if you found this article helpful, join our growing community at Soil Stories. Subscribe, share this with a fellow gardener, and let's keep spreading the magic of living soil, because every garden has a story, and it all begins with the soil beneath your feet.